If you're familiar with NFL Red Zone, we would call this point of the season the witching hour. 11 games remaining here for the Quakertown Blazers in this ECCBL inaugural season in 2024. As the summer is basically halfway through, more than halfway through, the Blazers season is 3/4 of the way through here on July 10th. 7 p.m. the time, Eastern Standard Time. I'm Rocco Pellegrino, joined alongside Julia Henry. We're set for Southside versus Quakertown, the 5th of the 6 total matchups between these two teams in this 2024 summer collegiate baseball season. So the scene is pretty much set here for the Blazers. They know what they have to do. They're a half game back of the Pocono Timber Rattlers. They just got to beat them out to make the playoffs, as the top 3 teams in the North will make the playoffs, and the 4th will be eliminated. The 2 and the 3 seeds will play in a play-in, and then the winner of that game will face the 1 seed in the other division. So as of now, Blazers really have to start stretching some wins together, trying to get momentum going as we round into the latter part of the season. So let's get you the starting lineups tonight as the top dog in the ECCBL, the Southside Railers, come into town to play here at Memorial Park. Leading things off will be the second baseman, Shane Philman. The shortstop, Easton Albert, will bat second. The third baseman, Dennis Pierce, will bat third. The designated hitter, Owen Fischel, will bat in the cleanup spot. The left fielder, Jacob Houtz, bats fifth. The catcher, Jackson Rotecki, will bat sixth. In the 7th spot, it's the right fielder, Zach McElroy. And the first baseman, Jacob Rivera, will bat 8th. And the center fielder, Aiden Butts, will bat 9th. Ben Jones is on the hill tonight for the Blazers. And he's down on the count here at 1-0 to Shane Philman. The pitch, ground ball to the second baseman over a few steps. To make the play over to first is Carter Ribbon for out number 1.
And a quick out one for the Blazers, and that should hopefully be a key to Jones' success on the mound today. We talk about a lot of these guys starting bullpen. It's been a struggle sometimes to get that first out, but once they have that first out, things tend to be smooth sailing from there on out. So 2 pitches and 1 out, great start on the day for Jones there.
Jones delivers a first pitch strike into Easton Albert, the all-star and the shortstop for Southside. Defensively for the Blazers, out in the outfield from left to right, it's Matt Curtis, Mason Woolwine, and Ty Everett, who will make his first appearance here at Memorial Park out in right field, as the off-speed's in there for a strike. And in the infield from left to right, over at third base, it's Drew Simpson. At short, Casey Vaughn. The second baseman, Carter Ribbon, and the first baseman, Brandon Black. Ben Jones on the hill. And doing the catching behind home plate is Jackson Schollenberger. Count 0-2 with 1 out here in the inning. And the third pitch of the AB misses outside. It's 1-2 to Easton Albert. The pitching matchup in this game is Ashton Johnson, the right-hander for Southside, the senior at the Sales, against Ben Jones, who delivers a 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Saw this exact pitching matchup the last time these two teams faced off here at Memorial Park on June 25th. Southside getting the better there of the Blazers in that game, but Ben Jones still had a decent outing against the top offense in the ECCBL. 2-2s high and inside, and the count moves full. Ben Jones in that outing against Southside on, the 27th, not the 25th. Shutout, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Full count here with 1 out in the inning, and it's a ground ball to Vaughn, who charges into the infield. Grass and the throw across is in time for the second out.
The first baseman fouls off the stage, number 9, Dennis Pierce.
Now it's Dennis Pierce, who participated in the All-Star Game festivities on Saturday, part of the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game itself. Pierce eliminated, though, in the first round. Only 1 home run here at Memorial Park. First pitch to him from Ben Jones. That's in for a strike. It's 0-1. Pierce leads the ECCBL in home runs with 6 total. 0-1 with 2 gone, and it's a check swing foul. And we've seen him hit a home run here at Memorial Park as he launched one to the left of the scoreboard out in left field. It's the second home run we've seen at Memorial Park. Aiden Butts, who's also in the lineup tonight for Southside, and the 9 spot had one as well, as that pitch way up high And the count 1-2 with 2 outs in the top half of the first inning.
It's good no one was on base there, as that one just Schollenberger tried his hardest there, but that one was just a little too high and nicked off the top of his glove.
That one's in there, and Ben Jones gets the first strikeout of the night on Dennis Pierce. He gets him looking, a backwards K. We'll head to the home half of the first. It's scoreless here at Memorial Park. Scoreless first inning for Ben Jones and company, and the Blazers defensively, and the offense gets a chance now in a scoreless ball game here at Memorial Park. Let's get you the lineup tonight for the Orange and Black here at home. To enter at 9-14, Southside at 16-9. Drew Simpson, the third baseman, will lead things off. Followed by him, it'll be the right fielder, Ty Everett. The center fielder, Mason Woolwine, bats third. The designated hitter, Mike Pasco, bats in the cleanup spot. The catcher, Jackson Schollenberger, bats fifth. The shortstop, Casey Vaughn, will hit sixth. The first baseman, Braden Black, hits seventh. As his first pitch swinging here from Drew Simpson, and it's popped up to center field for out number 1.
The right fielder from Washington College, number 1, Ty Everett.
Followed by Braden Black in the 7th spot. It'll be the left fielder, Matt Curtis, batting 8th. And the second baseman, Carter Ribbon, to round things off for the Blazers in the 9 spot. So Everett getting his first start in right field here at Memorial Park for the Blazers. First pitch from Ashton Johnson to him is in for a strike. Defensively for Southside out in the outfield, it's Jacob Houtz in left field. Aiden Butts is in center. Zach McElroy is in right field. As Johnson kicks in the 0-1 pitch, Everett shows bunt. He pulls it back in the count 1-1. In the infield, it's Dennis Pierce. On the left corner at third base, Easton Albert, the shortstop tonight. Shane Philman at second. Jacob Rivera at first. Everett turns on a ball foul. Well hit down the left field line of the count 1-2. Doing the catching for Ashton Johnson tonight is Jackson Rotecki behind home plate. For Southside, that's how they line up defensively. Count 1-2, Johnson the wind, and Everett grounds this one right over to second. Philman plays it on a weird hop and over to first in time for the second out.
The center fielder from Elizabethtown, number 31, Mason Woolwine.
Now it's the center fielder Mason Woolwine, who, Julia, we saw defensively showcase the skills out in left field in the All-Star game on Saturday.
Yes, definitely made that pretty spectacular catch in left field. And I was going to say, pretty quick inning so far for both teams. a lot of swinging at those early pitches.
It's been a theme all year, I would say, for pretty much any team that plays at Memorial Park. Count 1-0 here with 2 outs in the inning to Mason Woolwine, and he takes that pitch outside. It's 2-0. Woolwine got the day off in the doubleheader on Sunday against Mercer after participating in the All-Star game. 2-0 on the way from Johnson, and Woolwine, a towering pop-up in the foul territory down the third base side. Pierce ranging over behind the dugout. He reaches up, and he did not make the catch. We could not see.
He didn't make the catch. He was just out of play.
Oh. Ruled out of play despite making the catch. Can't lie, did not know that was the thing.
No, I didn't know that was a thing either.
Looked like he made. I thought if you're in the stadium, it counted as in play. Hey, man, you learn something new every day at Memorial Park. 2-1 on the way, and it's a line drive right over to Dennis Pierce. So I can tell you for sure that one's going to count as the third out as the Blazers go down 1-2-3. Ashton Johnson still scoreless and hitless here at Memorial Park. We'll head to the away half of the second inning at the top of the second at Southside and Quakertown. Knotted, 0-0. Both sides go down 1-2-3 in the first.
University, number 22, Owen Fishel.
And now it's 4-5-6 due up for Southside here in the top of the second. Owen Fishel, the DH. We'll lead things off. The senior from DeSales. He was here at Memorial Park on Saturday, getting the start in the All-Star game. He played the distance as well, participating in all 9 innings. First pitch in for a strike from Ben Jones, the right-handed starter from Westchester on the hill tonight for the Blazers. Getting his second crack at the Southside lineup. Fastball misses down and away. It's 1-1. Official batting .333 this year with an .815 OPS. He's got the power. That's why he's in the cleanup spot as the designated hitter. The 1-1's on the way, and it's a chopper down the first base side that spins foul. The wind is kicking here tonight, thanks to our good old American flag out in center field. We can tell that. Swaying out towards left field currently. Lights are on here at Memorial Park, but still plenty of daylight remaining, despite the partial clouds in the sky. Here on this hot and humid Wednesday, July 10th evening at Memorial Park. Sun's starting to creep out here as the 1-2 from Ben Jones is on the way, and it misses outside.
Yeah, it's been kind of dark all day. There was a little sprinkle earlier this afternoon in the area, but the sun is really shining right now.
2-2 on the way from Ben Jones, and that pitch just misses outside of the count. moves full. Yeah, I can confirm the weather report there from you, Julia. It did start to come down a little bit. Light rain. I was in the car on the way home. It just started rain just as it was when I was at the driving range the day before. As that pitch misses outside, and Owen Fischel works a leadoff walk here in the second.
The left fielder from Mansfield. The left fielder.
So now it'll be the left fielder Jacob Houtz, the senior from Mansfield. He'll dig in here with Fischel on first base, who takes a short lead. Ben Jones holds at the hip, and the first pitch to him is inside. Fischel 5 for 8 stealing bags this year. He's been caught stealing 3 times. That leads the team for Southside. He has a short lead over at first with Braden Black on the bag, and the 1-0 on the way. One's spinner foul back. Count even at a ball and a strike here to Houtz, the all-star as well for Southside. They had 8 total all-stars, placing them tied for second in the ECCBL. The Mercer Mammoths had 9. 1-1 on the way from Jones, and that one plunks the elbow, possibly the protective gear on the left elbow of Jacob Houtz, and he'll take his trot down the first the hard way, but he earns the base.
Yeah, that one was a little rough because I'm pretty sure it plunked the protective gear on his elbow, but then because it kind of hit that plastic or whatever the material it's made out of, it bounced off of his chest too, so he kind of got double plunked.
So runners on first and second here in the top half of the second with nobody out. It's Jackson Rotecki, the catcher, into the left-handed batter's box. Ben Jones looks Fischel back from second. He kicks, and the first pitch to him is outside. The home plate umpire tonight is Mike Beal, calling the balls and strikes. And the field umpire is Dave Perry. Mound visit here between Schollenberger, the catcher, and Ben Jones. Talking some things over here is the Westchester starter trying to find the zone and find some command here against the ECCBL's top offense and top team in win percentage as well. Southside coming off a 5-1 win over Scranton, a big win on the road that allowed them to prevail. In the current standings in the North, they still hold the top spot. 1-0 on the way here from Ben Jones, and that one slips away. It's way upstairs. I think possibly the humidity could be playing a factor in terms of ball control and grip.
It could, and we've seen that happen 2 weeks ago, I think, when it was the really humid week. We saw a lot of struggles with that because there's nothing to really get that grip on the ball.
Rotecki showing bunt, and Ben Jones steps off. Going over the signs here with Jackson Schollenberger, you could see him shaking the wrist trying to get a new set. The runners on first and second, Fischel at second and Houtz at first. They take their leads. Braden Black charges in from first as Rotecki shows bunt. He pulls it back. The pitch is upstairs. And the count now 3-0. Lefty steps back in ahead of the count here. 3 balls and no strikes. The outfield played to their normal depth. The infield creeping in here on the infield grass is Rotecki, the catcher, continuing to show bunt. 3-0 from Jones. He pulls it back, and it's in for a strike. Fischel at second. The batting gloves and protective gear off, holding it in both of his hands. The runner at first, Houtz, takes a smaller lead. Jones looks him back. The 3-1 on the way here to Rotecki, and that one bounces in the dirt. A 5-pitch walk to the catcher, and the bases are loaded.
The right fielder from Lockhaven. The right fielder from Lockhaven, number 27, Zachary McElroy.
And now it's Zach McElroy, the right fielder, who will dig in here with a big opportunity at the plate. The righty with the bases juiced. Fischel on third, Houtz at second, and Rotecki on first. Still nobody out.
And I did find it interesting that Fischel's kind of holding his batting gloves. It's an interesting, it's got to be some sort of superstition or, something unique to his style, because I don't know why you'd want to.
Yeah, I don't know.
hold them.
I wonder if he drops them if he starts running. We'll pay attention. Count 1-0 here after the first pitch from Jones to McElroy misses, and the second one is in there on the inside corner in the upper part of the zone, and the count now even at a ball and a strike. Infield is playing relatively in with Braden Black creeping in towards the infield grass. Drew Simpson at third, not all the way in like Black, but still eyes towards the batter as the off speed is upstairs, and the count 2-1.
And that one was closer there, and you know, if you're McElroy, you're probably not chasing that, but that's one that I think could have definitely been chased if there weren't already 2 walks and hit by a pitch in this inning.
That one's in there on the exact same spot as the first strike, and the count now at 2-2 on the upper part of the zone of the inside corner. Jackson Rotecki, the catcher, just worked his 19th walk. That leads the team. He's on first. Haltz is at second. Fischel, the DH, at third. 2-2 on the way here from Jones, and it just swoops and misses upstairs. Count now full to McElroy. Nobody out here in the road half of the second inning. A payoff pitch on the way from Ben Jones to the right fielder, Zach McElroy. The base is juiced. The pitch. Ground ball right back to Jones. He's going to come home for one, but the throw gets wide and it hits the home plate umpire, Mike Beal. A run will score and everybody's safe.
The first baseman from DeSales, number 44, Jacob Rivera.
And Beal is shaking up. The trainers from the Blazers staff and dugout will come out to talk to him. A mound visit as well. We'll step aside quickly here. A brief break on the Blazers YouTube channel. 1-0 Southside leads.
Yep.
Mike Beal, the home plate umpire, shaking it off. The score now 1-0 after Ben Jones's throw wide of the catcher Jackson Schollenberger. So Southside still with the bases loaded, nobody out. Jacob Haltz is on third. Rotecki, who worked a 5-pitch walk, is on second, and McElroy, who's aboard after that throwing error, is on first. It's Jacob Rivera, the first baseman, at the plate, 6 for 15 on the year. Ben Jones kicks in the first pitch to him, misses outside. Rivera leads the Southside Railers in batting average, just only 15 at-bats, though, to his name, well below the other hitters in that area. Owen Fischel at .333 with more at-bats, and the 1-0 misses down low from Jones. It's now 2-0. Jones steps back on the rubber with the runners taking their leads. The bases loaded, 2-0 count with nobody out here in the top of the second. Southside leading 1-0. 2-0 pitch is on the way. It's a ground ball down the third base side fair. 1 run will score. Rotecki coming around third. He gets the stop sign. It's 2-0 as Jacob Rivera comes through with an RBI base hit.
The center fielder from East Stroudsburg, number 21, Aiden Butt.
And Rivera comes through for Southside there, as you have to when you have no outs and bases loaded. You need to keep scoring these runs and working these leads to keep improving in the standings.
So Aiden Butt's the center fielder and the 9-hole hitter. Comes to the plate here. He has one of his 2 home runs at Memorial Park. The bases loaded, nobody out here. As that pitch down low from Jones, it's 1-0. Rotecki, the catcher, now at third. McElroy's at second. Rivera at first after the RBI single. 2-0 ball game here at Memorial Park. Jones kicks in the 1-0 pitch on the way. That's in for a strike. On the inner half of the plate, it's 1-1. The outfield shifted a tad towards left field with the right-handed hitter Butts at the plate. The freshman from ESU. The 1-1 on the way from Jones. This one shot out to right field. On the run is Everett. He makes the catch. Coming home is Rotecki, and the throw goes to second. It's 3-0 after the first out of the inning. It's an RBI sac fly for Aiden Butts.
The top of the order in the second baseman from Penn State Amundsen, number 29, Shane Tillman.
And that's a big out from Ty Everett, who, like you mentioned earlier, Rocco, first time playing right field here at Memorial. You know, to be able to catch that ball and record the first out in this inning that's kind of gotten a little out of hand.
One out here in the road half of the second inning, showing bunt is Shane Philman, and he places it down perfectly. Right back to Ben Jones, and the throw gets wide. A collision at first. McElroy will come home to score. It's going to be time called. It looks like the home plate umpire, Mike Beal, is going to tell Rivera to head back to third, possibly. But all eyes here at first as Philman and Braden Black unfortunately collided hard there on the throw. Field umpires Dave Perry ordering everything out. Looks like they're going to send Rivera back to third. 1 run will score, though. And we're going to step aside here on the Blazers YouTube channel as the trainers and the coaching staffs look over Black and Shane Philman over at first. We hope the best for them. And we'll step aside here. So an unfortunate scene down the first base side as Braden Black has come out of the game. Dylan Broderick will replace him at first. Shane Philman is able to stay in the game, and he will head down to second. An unfortunate collision there as the throw just pulled the first baseman off right down the baseline, and the two just collided head on. So the score is 4-0. Southside has runners on the both runners in scoring position here, with Philman at second and Rivera at third, who was placed back at third after McElroy came home to score on the throwing error. First pitch here to Easton Albert, and he pops it up in the infield. Second baseman Carter Ribbon is under, and he makes a big catch for out number 2. Big out there for Ben Jones and company.
From Valdosta State, number 9, Dennis Pierce.
And that'll be Dennis Pierce. Always tough transitioning from an injury right back to play, but it's good to see Philman able to stay in the game, and Braden Black helped off under his own power, getting medical attention in the dugout of the Blazers. First pitch here to Dennis Pierce is in for a strike from Ben Jones. The count 0-1.
Yeah, coming off that, I think everyone, both teams, as that involved a player from both teams, kind of shook everyone up versus just it being more one-sided.
Count 0-1 with 2 outs here in the top half of the second. Runners on second and third, and Pierce flies that one out of play. Count 0-2 here to the third baseman, the junior from Valdosta State, who leads the ECCBL in home runs. 4-0 ball game here. Southside leads over the Blazers. The 0-2 on the way from Jones, and Pierce has to duck down. Schollenberger able to snag that one, though. It probably could have scored a run if it got by him.
Definitely, and an excellent move from Schollenberger to stand up and quickly move to his left to grab that and prevent that run from scoring.
Count 1-2. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Runners on second and third, and the pitch is upstairs to Pierce. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to the third baseman. Rivera on third, Philman at second after the collision. They take their leads 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top half of the second. The pitch from Ben Jones. Shot in the air out the right field. Towering fly ball on the run. Ty Everett over, and he makes the catch. So big for Ben Jones to limit the damage there to just 4 runs, but 2 throwing errors from the pitchers result in 4 runs for the Southside Railers. So we will head to the home half of the second inning. After 2 men are left on base, it's 4-0. The Blazers trail. The Blazers went down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the first inning, so it's 4-5-6 due up here. Mike Pasco will lead things off. Still Ashton Johnson on the hill for Southside after that 1-2-3 first 2 ground balls and a strikeout. First pitch here to Pasco. It's in for a strike.
And the Blazers hope to have an inning like Southside in having their whole lineup back.
Count 0-1. And Pasco swings and grounds this one right back to the shortstop, Eastern Albert, who scoops it up and deals for out number 1.
The catcher from Hartford Community College, number 26, Jackson Schollenberger.
So now it'll be Jackson Schollenberger, the catcher. In that top half of the second, that plated 4 runs for Southside. It started with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Following that, an error on the throw home from Ben Jones that hit the home plate umpire, Mike Beal. That scored 1 run. Then an RBI single down the left field line from Jacob Rivera to make it 2-0. A sac fly from Aiden Butts, 3-0, and Shane Philman a bunt, and the throwing error from Jones that allowed Rivera to advance to third. He was stopped there after McElroy scored. So it's a 4-0 ball game here. The Blazers searching for their first hit. Count 2-0 on the way to Schollenberger. That pitch is inside. Schollenberger not happy about it. And the count 2-1. One out here in the home half of the second inning, and Johnson, the right-hander, kicks. This one's turned on down the left field line, hooking, and it is foul. Well hit, though, from the catcher Schollenberger, but just a tad early.
There's a lot of gas from the south side section of fans as that one was hit. It had a lot of distance on it, but just too far to the left and foul.
2-2 with 1 gone in the inning, and it's fouled back. I'm not sure if that hit Mike Beal. Looks like he's all right either way. So we'll do the 2-2 once again from Ashton Johnson to Jackson Schollenberger. Schollenberger batting average down to 250. It was north of 280 a couple of weeks ago. 2-2 on the way. And it's a little spinner that's fouled into the protective gear of the catcher, Ratecki. Schollenberger has had some trouble against Southside. Did have that game with 3 strikeouts with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 2-2 on the way here from Johnson. And this one's popped up in foul territory heading towards the Blazers dugout. Roof, and it clanks off of it. And we'll do the 2-2 offering once again.
I think it's some equipment shed or whatever is behind it. It bounced all the way off of that roof, too. So, in double there.
Eighth pitch of the AB on the way, and Schollenberger grounds this one to the left side, and Dennis Pierce, the third baseman, boots it into foul territory, and Schollenberger is aboard.
The shortstop from Westchester, number 4, Casey Vaughn.
Dennis Pierce, the usual left fielder. When Southside comes to town here at Memorial Park, he gets the start on the left side corner at third, and he makes the error. That allows Schollenberger to reach aboard for the first base runner of the night for the Blazers. Now it's Casey Vaughn at the plate, the left-handed switch hitter. Takes the first pitch in for a strike.
You can tell Pierce was definitely frustrated with himself there as he hung his head walking back over to third, but definitely shook it off a little bit as Vaughn steps to the plate, knowing that he's got to move on or else it'll just plague him.
1-0 on the way, and it's popped up into left field. In a few steps is Jacob Houts, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Now it'll be Dylan Broderick.
Chestnut Hill, number 23, Dylan Broderick.
Broderick subbed into the game after the collision at first base forced Braden Black to come out. Casey Vaughn now 0 for his last 12 as that throw gets by the first baseman Rivera, but Schollenberger has to stay at first. Two outs here in the bottom of the second inning. 4 runs plated in the top half of the second for Southside. After 2 walks and a hit by pitch, loaded the bases. 2 throwing errors from Ben Jones. Allowed 2 runs to come across, a sac fly from Aiden Butts, and an RBI single from Rivera. That's how they got 4 runs on the board. Did the ECCBL's top team in record, top team in scoring, top in the North. Broderick in the right-handed batter's box. The first pitch to him is upstairs. Hot and humid night here at Memorial Park, 7:40 p.m. Eastern on this Wednesday night, July 10th. 1-0 pitch on the way from Johnson, and it's a swing and a miss from Broderick. Johnson in that start on the 25th against Quakertown. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits. 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. He holds at the belt, and the 1-1 on the way with a runner going from first. The pitch misses inside, and Schollenberger is easily able to swipe the bag at second. It's a throw down from Ritecki. Just a tad offline, and it forced the infielder, I believe it was Easton Albert at short, to come in a few steps. Count 2-1 with 2 gone in the inning, and Broderick lifts this one in the air. It's a towering fly ball to left field. Houts is back a few steps, ranging back, and he makes the catch. And this side is retired, so Schollenberger is left stranded in scoring position after reaching aboard an error by Dennis Pierce. We'll head to the third inning. It's 4-0. Southside leads. After batting around in the top half of the second, it's 4-5-6 due up for Southside. It's Owen Fischel, the DH, who will lead things off. He worked a walk in his first appearance. That's what started the rally for Southside. He takes the first pitch in for a strike from Ben Jones on the outside corner. Fischel worked his 14th walk of the season as that pitch is outside. This Southside lineup, they take a lot of walks. They've got multiple guys with over 13 walks this year. There are a total of 6 that have more than that total, as the Blazers only have 1, and Casey Vaughn with 18. That pitch is fouled back. It's 1-2. Jones holding just below the orange Blazers lettering. He kicks in the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Fischel down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
The left fielder from Mansfield, number 14, Jacob Howe.
An official strikeout is definitely a much more welcome sight to Ben Jones and the Blazers than official walk, which is what they had in the last inning, which kind of that leadoff batter really set the tone. Versus a leadoff walk versus a leadoff strikeout is definitely a big difference.
First pitch and the off speed misses to Jacob Houtz, who was hit by a pitch in his first appearance. 1 out here in the top of the third inning. The Blazers trail 4-0. The 1-0 on the way. Lifted in the air out to center, ranging back is Woolwine. He's under it, awaiting it, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
The catcher from Campbell, number 4, Jackson Ritecki.
And now it'll be the catcher, Jackson Ritecki, who worked a 5-pitch walk to load the bases in the top of the second.
And Woolwine did a great job tracking that. He kind of danced around in center field. That's the way I put it. I mean, he was really shuffling all over to track that ball down perfectly and guarantee he made that catch.
First pitch here to Ritecki. The left-handed hitter is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Defensively for the Blazers, out in the outfield, it's Matt Curtis in left, Woolwine in center, and right field, Ty Everett. 0-1 on the way here from Jones in the dirt, stopped by Schollenberger. The infield from left to right at third, Drew Simpson, Casey Vaughn at short, Carter Ribbon at second, Dylan Broderick at first. Doing the catching, Jackson Schollenberger with Ben Jones holding, and the 1-1 on the way from Jones. It's lifted in the air out to left field, and that one will drop in for a 2-out base hit. The catcher, Ritecki, is aboard.
The right fielder from Lock Haven, number 27, Zachary McElroy.
A little flare out to left that drops in shy of Matt Curtis, the left fielder, and over the heads of the left side of the infield in Simpson and Vaughn. Second hit of the night for Southside. They have 4 runs to their name, though. And now it's Zach McElroy to the plate. First pitch to him with 2 gone in the inning, and it's sent in the air out to right field, slicing foul. Well hit ball opposite field. But Ritecki, the runner at first, will trot back to the bag. Infield and outfield, played to their normal depths. The pitch from Jones. One's grounded foul down the right field line.
Almost nabbing the first base coach. The little hop.
Little sidestep. Showing off the agility. Clouds starting to cover the sun here. The lights are needed at Memorial Park as the 0-2 is swung on and missed from McElroy. The second strikeout of the inning for Ben Jones, his third of the night. He leaves a runner stranded. We'll head to the home half of the third. It's 4-0. Southside leads. Matt Curtis will lead things off here for the Blazers. Some defensive changes for Southside as Dennis Pierce, the third baseman, taken out of the game after an error. As Curtis goes first pitch swinging, and he pops this one up to left field. Over to his left is House for out number 1.
And that's 3 straight outs to left field as the last 2 outs in the second inning were pop outs to left field. So something about the way Johnson's pitching tonight is drawing those balls out to deep left field.
We believe it's Zach McElroy, the right fielder, coming to play third. First pitch swinging from Ribbon, and he misses. Trying to find the rest of the defensive changes now was our wonderful PA announcer, Will. Count 0-1 with 1 out here in the home half of the third. Ribbon takes that pitch in for a strike on the inside corner. Ashton Johnson holds the belt, and he kicks the 0-2. flown in the air and popped over the pavilion by Ribbon. He stays alive, the count 0-2. Johnson holds just to the right of the number 35 jersey number on the Southside uniform, and this one is grounded over the third. Ribbon is retired on the throw over from McElroy to first. Rivera picks it out for out number 2. Blazers just struggling to hit Ashton Johnson, just as the same scene as June 25th. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run for Johnson in that outing against the Blazers. He deals a first pitch strike into Drew Simpson. Simpson 3 for his last 11 with an RBI and 4 walks. The 0-1 on the way. That one's in the dirt. Simpson a hit in his first 5 games in a Blazers uniform. He joined the team midseason. That streak ended, though, in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Sunday, as this one is a hard ground ball over to third. McElroy over, and this one will not be picked out from Rivera. And Simpson reaches aboard on the ground ball to third, just as the lone base runner in this game did, Schollenberger, earlier.
What happened the first 2 outs? Pop up, fly out the center to
So now it's Ty Everett, the right fielder.
And that's kind of why you always run it out. We saw Schollenberger be safe the last time on that throw over to third on that error. And now we see safe again.
Everett places down a bunt with 2 outs. It's fair, and it's fielded nicely by Ashton Johnson. The throw down to first is in time. So Simpson is left stranded at first after the error. And we will head into the top of the 4th inning. Southside leads 4-0. I'll step aside from the play-by-play duties, turn it over to Julia Henry, who will take over. I'll step to color. Stay with us here on the Blazers YouTube channel. The Southside leads 4-0.
Jacob Rivera leads things off for Southside, who's had offensive success in that second inning, scoring 4 runs, looking to continue to add to their lead as that first pitch bounces, I think, off the gear of Schollenberger. Maybe the dirt. Not entirely sure.
That skipped by him. Looks like he might have been crossed up, or the pitch just missed a little. I think they got a piece of the glove on it.
Yeah, I think it got a piece of something and not just the dirt, but it's a ball, regardless, as that pitch comes in for a strike, evening the count.
2 hits to none in favor of Southside. 2 errors for both teams. 4-0 ball game.
Another one dropping in for a strike there. So Jones is ahead in the count against the leadoff batter in Rivera. Another one that kind of bounces off Schollenberger. Move towards the backstop, in for a ball, evening the count out 2-2.
There will be no scores around the league tonight, as this is the only game ongoing in the ECCBL. Weird scheduling quirk. Could be due to the All-Star game. Teams not playing as many games, but the Blazers are trailing in that games played category, trying to make them up.
And that pitch is rocketed back to Vaughn at shortstop, and they'll say he made the catch. So out number one on that low line out to shortstop as Aiden Butts, the 9th batter in this lineup, steps to the plate.
That's a really tough read at short, because you could try to play that off the hop or just try to make the catch in midair. He's running back towards the outfield grass to his left. Great play by Vaughn. Has been really elite defensively for the Blazers at short this year.
They'll say Butts went around on that one. So strike one.
The Blazers, when the opponent scores first this year in the 14 games, they're 2-12. That happened tonight.
As that ball goes fair, goes just over the glove of Drew Simpson at third. It creeps into left field. The throw will come to Casey Vaughn, the cutoff man. And Butts will roll easily into second base with that double.
Goalie Beacon, number 3, Ron Warkheiser.
So now it's Werkheiser who enters into the game for Shane Philman at second in the leadoff spot. Haven't figured out the rest of the changes, but it looks like Zach McElroy was playing third in that last half inning. We don't know where Dennis Pierce went yet. He might have just been taken out of the game, and then we don't know who's in right field now. So we'll figure it out when they come up to bat.
What was that?
As that one comes in for a ball.
Okay. You wouldn't know who's playing right field, would you?
That one comes in for a strike, evening the count.
Sure, you can hear the walkie-talkies going. We're starting to get somewhere with the defensive changes.
That ball's hit back. Broderick tries to field it. Moves very far to his right to try and field it. It's a ball that probably should have been ribbons, but I think maybe he just misjudged it a little bit. So Worcester safe at first, and Butts advances to third. So now corners on with 1 out as Easton Albert steps to the plate.
Yeah, I do agree that probably is Ribbon's ball, but I would rather Broderick try to make that play than last second pull off and then not know if he should go back to first, and then maybe he collides with Ben Jones, who was trying to cover first. So not the end of the world. Unfortunately, just couldn't make the play going to the backhand glove side there.
Strike one into Albert. I think definitely the Blazers will take that runner being on board. Not ideal, but at least there wasn't any errors, any overthrows with that weird coverage, of Joan, Ribbon, Broderick, both kind of moving towards that ball. Could have been a lot worse.
Well, I was going to say the double play ball was in order, and then I was going to say that they should probably try to steal, and that's exactly what they did. Dylan Dando's ahead of me. So Werkheiser in the scoring position at second. RBI opportunity here, a pair of them for Easton Albert.
Albert hits that one back to Ribbon, fires over to first, so they'll get that second out, and Aiden Butts will score, so takes the score to 5-0 in favor of Southside. But now there's 2 outs recorded in this inning.
Valdosta State, number 9, Dennis Pierce.
Yeah, you could tell why Southside is the top team in the ECCBL. They get the job done sacrifice-wise. They take pitches. They advance runners. Doing a good job here in this inning. They get another run.
Okay, Galleries at first.
I'm sure you could hear the wonderful PA announcer for us, Will, giving us the info there. We'll restate.
Certainly interesting. As Pierce sends that one to deep left field, bouncing off the wall, Matt Curtis will kind of grab it on the bounce as Pierce heads into second. The ball's fired in to Vaughn. The cutoff man is short. So an easy stand-up double for Dennis Pierce, who rocketed that ball, bouncing off the left field fence, scoring Werkheiser.
And it's starting to look a lot like the other Southside trips to Memorial Park. A 13-1 win for the visitors and a 7-0 win in that June 25th, June 27th series.
Strike one to Fischel, who's the DH for Southside today, the left-handed batter. And that ball is popped up way deep, and Curtis grabs that one in for the third out. So Southside plates 2 runs, moving the score to 6-0. So we'll head to the bottom of the fourth, and the Blazers look to finally put some runs up on the board.
The other thing I was going to say about that play is that they kind of just let it trickle, and nobody was really urgently trying to get to that ball. Like the dude from third could have easily scored.
Mason Woolwine steps to the plate. It'll be 3-4-5 up for the Blazers in the bottom of this fourth inning as they look to get some runs on the board. Woolwine takes that first pitch in for a strike, though.
Woolwine's probably the guy to do it. He had a 10-game hitting streak going until the latter part of last week when it ended. Chance to start a new one, though.
That one's in for a ball.
Woolwine got the off day on Sunday in the doubleheader after participating in the All-Star game. He's now 0 for his last 6, though.
Big swing and a miss from Woolwine for strike 2.
Woolwine against Southside this year, 4 walks, 4 hits, 5 runs for the center fielder from Elizabethtown.
Another swing and a miss from Woolwine. Sends him out, and Mike Pasco to the plate.
Mike Pasco.
And while we're changing, what's the pitch count difference?
Ashton Johnson
There's
has...
got to be a little bit of a contrast here.
Yeah, Ashton Johnson has 38 and Ben Jones with 75.
Yeah, it's never...
Good observation.
I knew, Southside has been able to get those hits, able to work those extra base hits, so I wasn't thinking that count would be as high for Twins as it is, but...
Yeah, the hit by pitch, the 2 throwing errors, the pair of walks in that top of the second inning that allowed 4 runs to score just kind of unraveled there.
I certainly determined there would be a contrast, but I didn't think it would be practically double.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. So, 2-1 count to Pasco. That one goes in a little bit low. So 3 balls. Hopefully Pasco can work a walk here or get a nice hit to get the offense going for these Blazers. Johnson fires, and Pasco pops that one way high. The catcher. Oh. The ball slams off the pavilion, and the catcher for Southside and Jackson Rotecki really ran hard into the wall, kind of groaned, and I'm pretty sure he said, "Oh no," when he ran into the back of the concrete that is below the netting. I don't think he thought he was that close. As Pasco ropes that one, and it's an easy line drive for Jacob Holtz to catch. So 2 up and 2 down as Jackson Schollenberger steps to the plate.
Community College.
Been that kind of day.
Jackson Schollenberger.
Just a hard hit ball right at the left fielder. Schollenberger reached the board via the error by the third baseman Pearson, his first appearance.
First pitch is in for a ball. And Schollenberger pops that one way back over the pavilion.
It's going to be some kind of weird analysis, but Johnson only 1 strikeout, no walks. It's been kind of beneficial for him to not have to strike out batters because the Blazers hitters are just swinging so early. His pitch count is so low because of it.
Certainly, and that's what I think we kind of saw a shift halfway through the season. There was a lot of strikeouts early on, and I think it's kind of shifted to the Blazers. A lot more outs have come from plays in the field as they've become more aggressive at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, the ratio as we speak season-wide, 92 walks to 163 total strikeouts. It's been kind of the contrast in tail 2 seasons.
As Schollenberger ropes that one back. And that is gone. So a home run from Jackson Schollenberger. That one just went way over the left fielder, Jacob Holtz's head. His first home run.
5-1, Blazers.
And it'll put a run on the board for the Blazers, create a 5-run deficit, 6-1. And you see the Blazers dugout all welcoming him as he rounded home. And what a way to get it started.
The shortstop from Westchester, number 4, Casey Vaughn.
Not a bad way to get your first hit of the game. Why not? Make it a home run. It's the second home run here for a Blazers hitter at Memorial Park. Mason Woolwine had the other one. It's now the 5th home run total this season for the Blazers.
And Vaughn takes the first 2 pitches in for a strike, so he's down in the count 0-2. The wind's still blowing heavily.
Yeah, we got some
towards
trash.
that left field.
Some trash blowing out here.
And that'll be called strike 3, so that'll retire the Blazers. But off of a home run from Jackson Schollenberger, they put 1 run on the board, so we head to the 5th inning. Jacob Houts steps up the plate, the left fielder for Southside, who just watched Schollenberger's ball fly deep over his head and over the fence for that home run. And I'll take the first pitch in for strike.
It's got to feel good for Schollenberger. Southside has kind of given him some trouble before, specifically Ashton Johnson striking him out twice with the bases loaded.
Yes. Certainly good to kind of take revenge. And that's just a tough play in the outfield there. And it'll be a double for Jacob Houts as Woolwine and Everett, I think we're both yelling ball. So we could hear ball very, very loudly and clearly. I don't know if both yelled it but at the end, the ball dropped right in between them, which is exactly what you don't want to do, especially when there is that communication.
Yeah, we mentioned this as Ty Everett's first start in right field, and we're kind of seeing it there, unfortunately. The miscommunication. I mean, normally the rule of thumb is it's always the center fielder's ball if he's calling you off, but we can't exactly hear who was saying what. It's kind of a tough one, just drops in.
It's certainly a tough one because sometimes those balls, you can just kind of cue it up to a communication error, but someone or both guys were calling for it. So that's, in addition to the communication, the fact that that ball dropped between them just kind of hurts a little bit more, as they'll get out one over from a throw from Ribbon over to Broderick, getting Ruteka out for out number one.
This team just does the job every time, Southside. They get that nice little break there out in right center, and then Ruteki just gets Houts over to third with one out. Infield coming in here, one out and a runner on third.
Strike one, McGully.
McElroy 1 for 2 with an RBI thus far.
So Jones is ahead in the count with an 0-2 to McElroy. And that ball's rolled back to Ribbon. He'll fire home. And a bang play, but Houts will score on that one. And just, I think that was the right move there from Ribbon. With he kind of slid and got that grounder, and all of his momentum was pointing him home. That you might as well try that rather than kind of have that wild throw and error. I think if you threw it over to first.
Well, I think he could have gotten the out at first. I don't mind him going home, but that is just, first of all, an incredible stop.
Yes.
And then able to get up that fast and even just make that a close play at home is impressive enough. I don't hate him going home. It's a 6-1 ball game. Might as well just try to get the guy going on contact. And now it's just a runner on first with one out, not the end of the world. But that was an impressive play, unfortunately, just beating the throw home.
I just think the momentum to stand up and everything, and he ended up kind of in that infield grass, that throwing it over to first in that turn, I think it would have just taken too long maybe, or been an error. The count moves to 2-1 for Rivera.
Unfortunately, the miscommunication in right center between Everett and Woolwine cost the Blazers a run.
But we've seen a lot of interesting fielding plays tonight from both teams.
A couple of errors by the third baseman for Southside.
As that'll be a walk for Rivera.
– Third baseman, plural, between Pierce and McElroy.
Number 21, Aiden Butts.
7-1 ball game, 6-run deficit for the Blazers here in the top of the fifth. It isn't close to a mercy rule yet, but it's worth throwing it out there that it exists. 10-run mercy rule would end the game if Southside got that lead.
Butts finds himself down 0-2 in the count.
And we've talked a lot about the home versus road struggles for the Blazers as they're a better team away from Memorial Park, 6-6 away, 3-8 here at home. A lot of that has to do with pitching ERA, 4.25 ERA at home, 2.46 on the road.
As that one comes in, I don't know. I guess a little bit outside. It was a pretty nice one, and the one that Butts could have chased, but it'll be a ball. And now there's a swing and a miss as they'll execute a double steal, a little bit delayed from Rivera. It took him a minute to catch on that Mikael had actually stolen third, but
Golden Beacons, number 3, Ron Warkheiser.
it'll retire Butts, which is
It was not a double steal. He struck out. It was a wild pitch that moved in.
So now it's Werkheiser at the plate, Rivera on second, McElroy on third. Ben Jones now up to 91 pitches. 2 outs here in the road half of the fifth.
and there's a little bit of bullpen action for the Blazers, but not too much. With 2 outs now.
So Werkheiser at the plate.
Yes, this is where I was going. Now Werkheiser down 0-2. You're thinking they want him to finish this inning. And they'll finish it there as Werkheiser just looks at that pitch. So we'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Dylan Broderick leads things off for the Blazers in the bottom of the fifth inning, who still find themselves in a deficit. This time 6 runs as they gave up 1 more in the top of the fifth, so 7-1. The first pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Swing and a miss from Broderick to even the count out.
One for the half inning bathroom run. I will say it's a little windy out there. It's my weather observation.
As that ball's grounded over to the shortstop, fired over to the first. So an easy out there from Albert to Rivera.
Ithaca, number 18, Matt Curtis.
And this is as Matt Curtis steps to the plate. This is something we haven't really mentioned, but our weather report may be a little biased or a little bit off, as this press box really traps all the warm air in it.
Yeah, that's one way to describe it.
So
It's definitely always hot up here. Say that.
yeah, so the cross breezes and stuff hits if you step right outside the door, but
Not here.
not here. So you may want to take our weather report sometimes with a grain of salt, because
Yeah.
we might be overestimating overestimating the heat and underestimating the wind, as it's a 1-1 count to Curtis. That ball is popped way back. Butts is tracking it and catches that one for out number 2, sending Carter Ribbon to the plate.
University of Maryland Eastern Shore, number 5, Carter Ribbon.
Yeah, I walked out there and just immediately the gust of wind hit me, and I was like, man, where is that up in the press box? That was my first thought. It's all right. Still love it up here. I got everything I need. Plenty of outlets, plenty of space, counter room. Can't complain. It's a good 7.5 out of 10, I'd give it. If it was anywhere near cool, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. But unfortunately, the heat knocks it off 2.5 points.
That's another. There are a lot of outlets.
Yes.
That is a big plus, especially 0-2 count now for Ribbon, but especially on our Saturday doubleheaders when we're plugging everything in that break.
The All-Star game Saturday.
All these outlets is a big plus that we're both very grateful for. That one comes in for a ball, so Ribbon stays alive.
Blazers really got to try to work this pitch count up. Johnson's only at 60 through 4 2/3, and he has been carving them in his last 2 appearances against him.
As that one's hit directly back to Johnson, he'll kind of lazily throw that one over to first for out number 3. So once again,
3 up, 3 down.
3 up, 3 down for the Blazers. Still struggling to find that offense, and I think we'll see a bullpen appearance come in for the Blazers. So it'll be Easton Albert set to face against Trey Sanders, who came in relief for the Blazers. And the defensive change was...
Logan Sig came in for Casey Vaughn.
Okay.
He told us 68 in for 4. It looks like there's more than that.
That's Vaughn.
Yeah, Ty Everett is now over at second, I believe.
No, the umpire did not.
Yeah, Ty Everett's at second. Out in right field, I think that would now be Logan Sig. That would make more sense. Logan Sig has never played shortstop this year, so I'm pretty sure Carter Ribbon has moved to short. Logan Sig is out in right field.
It's always a fun adventure. As Easton Albert grounds that one over to third, Broderick jumps up and makes the catch for the out, avoiding any more
Second
wild
baseman
throws
from
at that first big
Valdosta
bag.
State, number 9,
It's been a little bit of a caution zone for arrow throws tonight, but
What made you?
that one's in time.
That one made you gasp for a quick minute because of what we've seen tonight, unfortunately. Yet to hear anything on Braden Black. Philman came out of the game after staying in to run the bases after that collision, but just a scary scene on the first base side earlier.
Definitely. Dennis Pierce down 0-1 in the count. He'll take that one in outside. And I'm just noticing now, trying to, all these defensive changes always take a minute. But Trey Sanders is a left-handed pitcher. I don't think we said that. So, a little bit different for Southside to get used to after the righty and Ben Jones.
Third outing for Sanders. He went 2 innings and 4 innings in his first 2, allowing 5 hits in both games and 2 earned runs in both games. Consistent.
So that one's in for a ball. So Pierce goes from an 0-1 count to quickly a 3-1 count. As that one is grounded back, foul very hard. So full count with a payoff pitch coming from Sanders here. And that one comes in low, walking Pierce. So Southside will have a runner aboard as Owen Fischel, the DH, comes up to the plate.
Sales University, number 22, Owen Fischel.
And a big contrast in, talking about the pitch count and all of that is how it affects the offense. Southside is going through their 4th at-bats right now, their 4th time through their lineup. And the Blazers, in the bottom of the 5th, just finished their 2nd time through.
Checks out.
Is that one
Yeah.
just a bit of a rough play there?
Interference on the runner. Call him out. Pierce is surprised by this. He kind of ran right into Ty Everett. I'm not sure why he's surprised. So he's going to be ruled retired.
Number 14, Jacob Howe.
So official is now at first. Pierce goes back to the dugout.
And that's what it had to be some sort of interference there.
Yeah, he just ran right in front of him. Signaled it pretty quickly.
And just kind of a rough game from Pierce, who had that error earlier. That one just seems like, kind of not his night.
Defensively for the Blazers in the infield, it's Drew Simpson at 3rd, Carter Ribbon at 2nd, Ty Everett at 2nd, Dylan Broderick is at 1st. And out in the outfield, Matt Curtis is in left, Mason Woolwine at center, and Logan Sigg at right field. Casey Vaughn out of the game.
So a quick 2-1 counts Jacob Houts.
Houts 1 for 2 on the night, plunked by a ball by Ben Jones earlier as well. Start the rally in the top of the 2nd that plated 4 runs. Still Jackson Schollenberger behind home plate for the Blazers.
As that ball is roped deep to the gap between center and right, Mason Woolwine tracks that ball down. As House rounds 3rd, Fischel heads home, and he'll be out at 3rd. So a great play to end the inning. The run will score, moves to 8-1 in favor of Southside. An excellent way hopefully the Blazers
So
can
run
build off
doesn't
this
count.
momentum as we head to the
It was
bottom of the
Hoffman and
sixth.
Simpson and
Drew Simpson, the leadoff batter, is leading off the top of the sixth inning, having his starting the Blazers' third time through the lineup.
Yeah, so the run did score there on the double into the gap that tried to convert into a triple.
As that ball's. Oh. Oh my goodness. A very scary play there as Ruteki tries to catch that one. And I think we'll go to a break as they deal with that. So play will resume here at Memorial Field as Drew Simpson, down 0-2 in the count. Jackson Rateki's out of the game. He'll be replaced by Reese D'Amico after a very scary injury timeout we just witnessed.
Just kind of tripped over there down by the Blazers dugout, and it's dangerous in that area. The railing and obviously the grandstands.
Yeah,
Not sure what exactly he hit, but it didn't look too good. Would hope the best for him.
There's an area right after the netting and grandstands where it's like a little ramp, and there's 2 poles down the side, and he just kind of ran into that trying to chase that foul ball. And just wishing for the best for Rateki as Simpson is retired and Ty Everett steps to the plate.
College, number 1, Ty Everett.
That pitch is inside.
It's always kind of hard to resume a game after that. I'm sure even tougher for the players.
Every Southside player took a knee during that. That one will be caught by Jacob Rivera over at first base.
From Elizabethtown, number 31, Mason Woolwine.
And all injuries hit hard, and every player is definitely, as you know, they all have the shared value to the team, but especially a catcher, that general, that commander of the field of the game, really hurts to lose them in the middle of the game and to lose them at any point.
Yeah, we hope the best for Jackson Ratecki, the catcher. It's now Reese D'Amico doing the catching for Southside.
Ball 1 to Mason Woolwine. And he'll foul that one off, evening the count.
Woolwine 0 for his last 8 now. Kind of just feel the energy from the crowd here as well. It's kind of just tough scene after that.
Yeah. Strike 2. I mean, every single injury is definitely tough, but the fact that there's been 3 injury timeouts tonight, I think it's really shaken everyone. Players, fans, us a little.
Yeah. Still Ashton Johnson working on the hill for Southside. He's up to 72 pitches, trying to work his way through the 6th inning here.
As that one is popped up way high. Reese D'Amico catches that one. Running kind of to that same area where Rateki was hurt.
3 down in the bottom of the
3 up,
6th
3
inning.
down, and
No
we
runs,
head
no
to the
hits,
top of the
no
7th.
men on base. At this time,
Reese D'Amico, after being inserted into the game in that last half inning due to the Jackson Rotecki injury, will lead things off here in the top half of the 7th inning. It's 6-7-8 due up for Southside. It's an 8-1 ball game. Rocco Pellegrino stepping back to the play-by-play duties, joined alongside Julia Henry here tonight. As that first pitch from the lefty, Sanders, is in for a strike.
And the wind is still really, it's moving the American flag, not just over to the left, but over to the right. It's really moving in all directions and quickly.
D'Amico swings and whiffs at that offering, and the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Catcher, the leadoff hitter in this inning. Sanders now up to 16 pitches in relief, and the 17th misses upstairs. The count 1-2. Ben Jones, the starter in this game, goes 5 innings for the Blazers. He allows 7 runs as D'Amico pops this one foul. The final line for Jones, the Westchester starter in this ballgame: 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 7 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 walks and 5 Ks. Unfortunately, 2 of the unearned runs were due to throws from himself, as he had 2 throws go wide of home and first, as Sanders gets a swing and a miss from D'Amico, and he gets his first strikeout in this relief appearance for out number 1 in the 7th.
That's a rough spot for D'Amico, you know, having to come in that game after seeing his catcher, the starting catcher, injured, and then having to lead off in the next inning. Kind of rough for D'Amico.
So now it's McElroy, and he checks a swing. It's in for a strike, 0-1. McElroy 0 for 3 thus far. He did score a run after reaching aboard via the throwing error on a ball home. Count 0-1 with 1 out here in the inning. The lefty Sanders, that sounds like a broken bat. It's a ground ball right over to Ty Everett, the second baseman, over to first. And that is in time for the second out. As they check on the bat.
Number 44, Jacob Rivera.
Doesn't look like it's in 2 pieces, but it sure didn't sound great.
Yeah. No, it definitely. We'll have to test it out over there. Is that it definitely made a sound that it sounds like a broken bat, or that next contact is going to break the bat.
Yeah. So now it's Jacob Rivera, the first baseman. He's 7 for 18 on the season. So he takes that pitch outside. Count 1-0 to Rivera with 2 outs here in the road half of the 7th inning. 8-1 ball game. Southside leads the top number 1 seed in the Northern Division of the ECCBL as that one finds the zone. It's 1-1. Southside enters tonight with a half-game lead over the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners, who are 16-10. Southside at 16-9. 1-1 on the way here from Sanders, and the backdoor slider enters into the zone for strike 2.
And while you're looking at that, Blazers are the last team. I mean, it definitely is. Part of it is playing less games, but not having double digits in that win column.
Sanders gets a swing and a miss there from Rivera. 2 strikeouts in the top half of the 7th, and he gets out of this half inning unscathed once again. So we head to the home half of the 7th inning. It's a 7-run deficit for the Blazers. Bottom of the 7th inning coming up, 8-1. Southside leads. It's 4-5-6 due up for the Blazers here in the home half of the 7th inning. Mike Pasco will lead things off. He's over 2, followed by Jackson Schollenberger, 1 for 2 with an RBI. And then Logan Sigg, who entered into this game, middle of the game, out in the right field. First pitch swinging here for Pasco, and he grounds it over to third. A weird hop for McElroy, who throws across way high. And Pasco will be able to advance over to second as that ball out of play.
The catcher from Harper Community. The catcher from Harper Community College, number 26, Jackson Schollenberger.
So now it's Jackson Schollenberger. He reached aboard via an error in one of his 3 appearances. A chance here with a runner on second after the E5. Pasco into scoring position. It's the 5th of 6 against Southside for the Blazers. The season series currently 3-1 in favor of Southside. And while the Blazers still focused on the game in hand, we'll take a quick look ahead at the schedule for the Quakertown Blazers. On Thursday, they will be at Pocono. They will try to make up that game that was rained out yesterday against the Timber Rattlers. 2 critical games in the standings as the 0-1's on the way from Johnson, and it's golfed in the air out to left center field. Over his butts to his right. He's under it. He'll make the catch. Pasco stays at second. 1 out in the 7th. But after that Thursday matchup at Pocono, it's back on the road again for 3 straight games. Saturday at the Trenton Capitals, who currently sit in the first spot in the Southern Division.
Juniata, number 58, Logan Sigg.
And then after the Capitals doubleheader on Saturday, it's Tuesday at Southside, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to close the season at home. Thursday is against Pocono, Friday against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners, Saturday the doubleheader to close the year against the Trenton Generals. So we're closing in on the end of the year. 1-0 pitch. It's high and inside to Logan Sigg. Sigg overall 3 for 35 this season, but he does have 5 RBIs to his name. He's got his job done in the sacrifice area. He swings and grounds this one to the left side, charging it as the shortstop Easton Albert. He has it across in time for the second out.
And that was a quick charge from Albert, and then the excellent all-line throw to get Vaughn out.
So Pasco stays at second after the pop fly to center field and then the ground ball to the left side. Not able to advance the runner over to third are Schollenberger and Sigg. So now it's Dylan Broderick from Chestnut Hill up to the plate. He takes the first pitch upstairs, and it's 1-0. Still Ashton Johnson on the hill, up to 80 pitches now in this start. Through 6 2/3, he's done his job well. Only 1 hit allowed and 1 earned run. It was the home run from Schollenberger as this one's grounded foul. Johnson yet to issue a walk tonight. 3 strikeouts for the right-handed starter for Southside. Pitch on the way. And that's in for a strike. It's a ball and 2 strikes here to Broderick. No walks for the Blazers, 4 for Southside. They lead 8-1, 6 hits to 1 in favor of Southside. 3 errors charged to each team. Johnson holds at the belt, the 1-2 on the way with 2 gone, and that one just misses inside.
Working the count here with that runner in scoring position in Pasco.
Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the 7th. Johnson looks the runner back Pasco, and it's flown back out of play by Broderick. Broderick 0 for 2 on the night after being substituted into the game at first base for Braden Black, who was taken out after a collision at first with Shane Philman. We'll do the 2-2 offering once again with 2 outs in the inning. Johnson kicks in the pitch. Broderick shoots this one in the air out to right field. That one's going to drop in for a hit. Pasco will come around third, getting the wave, and he will score standing up. Broderick comes through with an RBI base hit to make it 8-2.
That was just a ball hit in a perfect position from Broderick as that was no man's land times 3 between center, right, and second base. No one could get to that ball in time.
So Broderick's aboard at first after the RBI single to score Mike Pasco. The lead down to 6 for Southside. It's Johnson charged with a second earned run. Hard hit ground ball over to third. McElroy has it, scoops it up across the diamond in time. For the third out, and the side is retired, but not before an RBI single from Dylan Broderick. He's left stranded at first, though. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. 6 outs left for the Blazers offensively to stage a comeback. They trail by 6. It's 8-2. Southside leads. The 9-hole hitter, Aiden Butts, will lead things off here for Southside. The center fielder will dig in 1 for 2 on the night with a run scored and a strikeout. Still Trey Sanders on the hill in relief. The left-hander deals the first pitch of the inning, and it's a swing and a miss from Butts. The wind continuing to sway out towards left field with the outfield and infield played to their normal spots. Sanders kicks in the 0-1, is in there for a strike. The off-speed finds the zone. It's 0-2. Matt Curtis still out in left field. Mason Woolwine in center. Logan Sigg in right for the Blazers defensively. 0-2 on the way, and this one's hit well out the left field. Curtis ranging back to the track at the wall, and he makes the catch for out number 1, allowed first out of the inning.
And what a grab from Matt Curtis.
And the second baseman from Goalie Beacon, number 3, Ron Wertheiser.
Aiden Butts has shown the power here at Memorial Park. He has one of his 2 home runs on the season at this very field, out to left field in that pretty much same spot. Just a tad under that one, though. It forced Curtis back to the warning track, though. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. And the first pitch to Ron Wertheiser is in for a strike. Wertheiser entering his sophomore year collegiately next season as he takes that pitch inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Trey Sanders making his 3rd relief appearance for the Orange and Black this year. He deals. And this one's sent out to right field in foul territory. It loops out of play. We did end up getting the ruling on that Dennis Pierce fly ball down the third base side that was caught but out of play. I never realized it, but the white lines down by the dugout that the camera probably can't see is the out of play lines, and anything caught beyond that does not matter. As this one's popped in the air out to center field, Woolwine is in, and he makes the catch for the second out, and Wertheiser is retired.
The shortstop from East Stroudsburg, number 12, Easton Albert.
Still learning the grounds rules here at Memorial Park halfway through. We yet to see a ball caught over there, so Wertheiser pops out to center for the second out, and now it's Easton Albert, the all-star and the 2-hole hitter. Coming to the plate. Takes the first pitch outside. He's 5 for 14 entering today against Quakertown, but he's 0 for 4, so make it 5 for 18 this year for the freshman at East Stroudsburg University. 1-0 on the way. It's outside. 6 hits to 2 in favor of Southside. 3 errors charged to both teams. Sanders kicks the lefty, deals. It's fouled off.
And putting in Sanders as a lefty after Southside was able to find success against the right-handed Ben Jones, I think it was a great call from the bullpen, from the Blazers pitching staff.
Sanders deals, and that pitch just outside. The count 3-1 here to Easton Albert.
Sanders has pretty much shut down Southside's offense that they had rolling pretty nicely against Jones.
Albert looking to extend his 5-game hitting streak as he turns on the ball out to left field, and that'll do it. Make it 6 games. One hops and rolls all the way to the wall. Albert churning into second. He will get there standing with a 2-out double.
Maybe that was a little bit of an announcer's jinx there.
Right before the pitch, too. It's probably the most impressive one this year.
Whoops.
The second baseman from Valdosta State, number 9, Dennis Pierce.
Well, the All-Star is bound to get a hit eventually. We'll label it that way. So Albert in the second. He's 8 for 10 stealing bags. He's got the speed in scoring position for Dennis Pierce, who will come to the plate. Pierce, the lone Southside player in the triple digits in the OPS column at 105.7. 10 extra base hits and 6 home runs. He digs in here with a runner on second. It's Easton Albert. Trey Sanders looks him back the kick and the pitch. In for a strike. The outfield shifted a little bit towards left field as Mason Woolwine plays to the left of the second base bag from our vantage point. The middle infielders dancing around the second base bag as Ty Everett currently, as Sanders looks Albert back. He fires to home plate and the pitch is outside. The infield defensively for the Blazers is Drew Simpson at third. Carter Ribbon at second after starting this game at short. He was moved there as Ty Everett took his place at second base. Dylan Broderick is at first. Jackson Schollenberger doing the catching. The 1-1 misses low and inside to Dennis Pierce, and it's 2-1. We thank you for tuning in tonight here on the Blazers YouTube channel. Rocco Pellegrino joined alongside Julia Henry for this Wednesday night game at Memorial Park, the 5th of 6 between Southside and the Blazers. 2-1 on the way from Sanders, and the pitch outside. The lefty trying to get Pierce to chase here on a ball outside the zone, but Pierce staying disciplined here. He's worked a 3-1 count with 2 outs here in the top half of the 8th. And Easton Albert on second base. Sanders holds at the belt. The kick and the pitch. In the same spot, it's outside once again, and Pierce works a 5-pitch gentleman's 2-out walk.
The designated hitter from DeSales University, number 22, Owen Fischel.
And Pierce, who walked in his last at bat, is definitely going to be a little bit careful. You know, has he had that out on interference last time?
It's J.C. Spinoza coming up here.
J.C. Spinoza.
Spinoza, the normal leadoff hitter for Southside. He's going to get a at-bat here. He's excelled at Memorial Park this season. He takes the first pitch upstairs. Spinoza 6 for 13 this year against the Blazers. In just one game against Quakertown earlier this year, he boosted his batting average from 290 to 343. It's leveled back down to 280. Count 1-0 with 2 outs in the inning, and the backdoor slider finds the zone. It's 1-1. Easton Albert at second. Dennis Pierce at first after a 5-pitch walk. Trey Sanders on the hill for the Blazers in his 3rd inning in relief of Ben Jones, the starter. 1-1 on the way, and the off-speed outside. Ben Jones goes 5 innings. He allows 5 hits, 7 runs, 3 of them earned. Sanders in relief. He kicks in the 2-1 on the way. Spinoza takes that one on the inside corner for strike 2.
And the deuces are wild right now.
Number 2 at bat. 2-2 count.
2 outs.
2 outs, 2 runs for the Blazers, 2 hits for the Blazers. J.C. Spinoza at the plate. Sanders kicks in the 2-2 pitch. It is outside again. And the count moves full. Full count with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Runners on first and second. Pierce at first, Albert at second. They take their leads as Sanders holds. He kicks the pitch with the runners going. It's chopped foul. Spinoza, one of the 6 different batters for Southside with 14 plus walks. He just reaches that benchmark with 14 of his own. He's worked a full count here with 2 outs. Runners on first and second, they're off. And the pitch is outside. The bases are jammed for Trey Sanders. Blazers bullpen's been a trend all year, just struggling to find the zone.
The left fielder
Command has
from
been an issue.
Mansfield, number 14, Jacob House.
And after a double and 2 walks, bases are loaded here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Jacob House at the plate. He's 2 for 3. Easton Albert on third. Dennis Pierce at second after a 5-pitch walk. Spinoza at first. The pitch is inside. Nowhere to put Jacob House for Trey Sanders. His next pitch will be his 50th in relief of Ben Jones. On the way, it's low and inside again, 2-0.
The Blazers definitely need to get their third out here. So, the force is in action everywhere. You just can't walk outs and walk in that 9th run.
6-run ball game. Jacob House at the plate in the 2-0 count with 2 outs in the inning, and that one's delivered in for a strike from Trey Sanders. The outfield and infield played to their normal depths. The count 2-1 to House, the All-Star. 2 outs, Sanders fires, and it's upstairs. Pitch just misses a tad high above the belt of Jacob House. The count now 3-1. Sanders has to find the zone with nowhere to put House. The base is loaded. The 3-1 on the way. This one's popped up. Right side. Broderick under it. Miscommunication a little bit, and Everett calls him off and lets it drop. 1 run will score. Another one coming home. The play at the plate, and Pierce is safe. 2 runs come across on an infield pop-up, and it's 10-2.
And that was a quick throw from Everett home.
The catcher from East
Pierce was able to
Stroudsburg,
just creep by, and
number 1, Reese D'Amico.
that was one that, again, we can't really fully see, but I'm going to think the wind had to pull that because the wind is still viciously blowing that American flag. Broderick and Everett were kind of battling it out, and then the ball went Everett quickly ran 4 or 5 feet to his right, to try his hardest to get it.
D'Amico pops this one up to the first baseman, Broderick, with the runners off, and that is hauled in for the 3rd out. But not before 2 runs come across on an infield pop-up to the right side. Another miscommunication on a fly ball. And it's now a 10-2 ball game. We'll head to the home half of the 8th inning. The Blazers with 6 outs left. Still Ashton Johnson on the hill as we enter the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Carter Ribbon, the 9-hole hitter at the plate. Johnson trying to go the distance here, possibly a complete game. He rocks, winds, and kicks. The pitch is in for a strike as Ribbon swings and misses. It's 0-1. Ribbon 3 for his last 7 in the last 4 games as that one spun off of something and then hit Ribbon. So the count 0-2. He's shaking it off here, possibly off the foot.
It's just crazy that Johnson is still in this game.
He's only up to 88 pitches now after that. He rocks and kicks. The 0-2 off speed swing and a miss from Ribbon, and Ashton Johnson gets the first out of the inning via the strikeout.
The top of the order,
His
in the
4th
third
of the
baseman
night.
from Westchester, number 22, Drew Simpson.
And we would love to tell you who's warming up in Southside's bullpen, but I don't think we mentioned it yet tonight, but these Southside jerseys,
They're
the
fun.
white with the thin black outline of the number, make it impossible to tell who anyone is.
First pitch is inside to Drew Simpson. Yeah, it's a tough one. The
And then-
black and gray gradient with
Yeah.
the white lettering and not a lot of outside text or outside stroke on the font is what you would call it, graphic
Yeah.
design-wise, as Simpson turns on one and rips it foul. That one's headed over the volleyball court down in foul territory on the left field side. Might hit the playground back there.
It might have. You always talk about the volleyball court. There's a basketball court there too. And tonight, as I was walking into the press box, there was a lot of basketball being played. No one playing volleyball, but
Saw some spike ball as well.
some hoops.
You know, the volleyball's normally my friend group. We haven't gotten it out of the group chat recently. It's been a lack of effort as Drew Simpson lifts this one in the air out to left field, bounces back a few steps, he's under it, and he makes the catch for the second out. But yeah, just not a lot of volleyball being played here. Hand up accountability. I didn't take part in that.
The shortstop from Washington College, number 1, Ty Everett.
So now it's Ty Everett up to the plate. He does not have either of his batting gloves on, possibly due to the heat and humidity as Ashton Johnson standing there with the ball down by his hip, not happy that he's seeing his pitching coach come out as he kind of nonchalantly tosses it. And it looks like Ashton Johnson's headed out of the game after 8 1/3. A 2/3, 8 2/3 for Ashton Johnson. Only 2 runs allowed, 2 hits for him, 4 strikeouts, not a single walk. One of the 2 runs was earned. So his day is done. Applause for him. We will head to the break here as we got a pitching change. We'll tell you about the next pitcher for Southside when we come back. Trey Sajeski is the new pitcher. He's appeared here at Memorial Park. We took forever to get a number because we couldn't see the number on the ever so wonderful Southside away jerseys. I will say they're cool looking jerseys. You just can't see a number on them as Everett fouls that one back.
They are. I don't know. I think I'd prefer maybe if they flipped the gradient and it was a little
Yes,
gray-white
exactly.
action, gray-black at the top, on the sleeves.
I agree.
Make it look cool, and then the bottom can be white, but
That one inside to Everett, he ducks out. The count 1-1. This is Sajeski's second appearance here at Memorial Park, his third overall against the Blazers. His last outing was on June 27th, 2 1/3. He got the win in that game with 2 hits and a scoreless outing, 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. Sajeski, the righty, rocks and deals, and the pitch is outside.
I mean, I guess the other flaw, if you flipped it, is they wear white pants. So I guess you want the gradient to separate the shirt from the pants.
Yeah,
But why does anyone wear white baseball pants?
I don't know.
No.
I like them. They look cool, but I get what you're saying. Pitch is outside. The count 3-1 here to tie Everett. In that first outing for Sajeski against Quakertown, he went 2 2/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs. He got rocked in that appearance. The lone win for the Blazers against Southside as Everett shoots this one in the air out the center, back to his left is Butts, and now he comes in and he makes the catch falling face first to the ground for out number 3.
In the bottom of the 8th inning.
A chaotic
No hits. No
last
hits.
out in the inning here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll move to the top of the 9th. The Blazers will have 3 outs left offensively. Southside will try to expand their 8-run lead when we come back. Zach McElroy will lead things off as Kevin Small enters the game in relief. Back-to-back lefties here for the Blazers. As the day is done for Trey Sanders, he has a nice outing in relief. 3 innings in relief of Ben Jones, 2 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned though. 3 walks and 2 Ks. That pitch just outside, the count 1-1. Obviously Sanders had 2 of those runs come across on an infield pop-up that Ty Everett just misjudged. Had the wind not help him out either. McElroy's 0 for 4, and he grounds this one right back up the middle towards the second base base bag. The shortstop Carter Ribbon has it, and he throws in time to first. It's been a long night here.
And I we can start to feel a little bit of breeze in this press box as the wind is, the American flag is moving probably the most we've ever seen it move, but I think we're both melted a little.
Yeah, it's hot. Honestly, I'm going to say it's the hottest it's been all season. I don't know what it is, but I don't even think temperature-wise it is, but like it just feels like it is the hottest.
Yeah, it just, I'll play weather.
Yeah, weatherman.
Yeah. Well, right now it's 81. Feels like 81.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Not up here.
But
you got to add 15 degrees.
4% humidity.
Yeah, there it is. That'll do it.
Yeah. Thunderstorms, it looks like thunderstorms are coming tonight at like 11, 12, middle of the night.
Oh, I'm golfing tomorrow. I better hold off tomorrow morning, man. Greens are going to be lagging, I hear. That pitch is on the outside corner. It's 2-1 here to Jacob Rivera, the first baseman. He's 1 for 3. One out here in the top of the ninth. 8-run ball game. Kind of 9:56 tee time. Looking forward to it. Pitch is inside. Count 3-1.
And I would even say these fans are, I feel like, moving quicker than usual, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a little power switch next to me that I have not tampered with because I don't want to turn a sprinkler on the field, so. 3-1 pitch lifted over the pavilion. Honestly, couldn't tell you how it works. I mean, there's a high, a low, but I don't know which way it goes. There's a forward or reverse. Let's play around. Why not? I got nothing else to lose. I just turned up the highs. Anything happening? Are they going faster?
Yeah.
All right.
I think so, right?
Yeah, I think here. Let's test it. Let's go back to low. 5-pitch walk to Rivera.
The center fielder from East Stroudsburg,
But-
number 21, Aiden Butt.
Do both those knobs control the fans?
There's
one on the left
another
and
one
right.
too.
Because I think those, the ones
All
on the
right,
right, set
here,
the
here.
same speed. And
We'll
the ones on
go.
the left.
We'll go one to high. The ones on the left are now high. Can I point the camera at it? You know what? Why not? See, nope. The lights kind of block it out. That's all right.
We entertain ourselves here.
Yeah. 10-2 ball game. It's, it's gotten out of hand. Count 0-1 here with 1 out. And Kevin Small, the lefty, deals in for a strike. It's like my camera work there.
Sure.
Couldn't really see much. The lights just blocked it out. Count 0-2 with 1 out here to Aiden Butts, the center fielder and the 9-hole hitter who had his last fly ball take Matt Curtis out to the warning track. 1 out here in the top of the ninth. The Blazers trail by 8, trying to keep it that way before heading into the bottom of the ninth. Small deals and the fastballs popped up behind home plate. Schollenberger is back looking up, and it is off the pavilion. You felt that one coming.
That was a big bounce. I think that one might have been the most over our heads, so I think maybe that's why we...
So the pavilion's obviously slanted, right? Are these baseballs just rolling off and then back like in the little stands area where you walk through to get to the stands? Like,
I would think they have to hit and then
The top,
all roll off.
the top of the order.
backwards K for Kevin Small as he gets Aiden Butts
The
on
top of
strikes for the second
is
out.
right fielder from Golden Deacon, number 3, Ron Warkheiser.
We thank you for tuning in tonight on the Blazers YouTube channel, sticking with us here through this 10-2 ball game. Rocco Pellegrino joined alongside Julia Henry. It's the Blazers, if things currently hold, still winless at home on weekday night games. They have won 3 games at home, and all of them have been Saturday doubleheaders. Yet to win a 9-inning game at home. Kevin Small kicks, and the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Werkheiser. Southside currently nursing a half-game lead that could balloon to 1 if they hold on here. Opposite field right at the Blazers dugout. Good reactions there from Coach Mike Fitzgerald, who avoided that one narrowly.
Narrowly, yeah. Goodness gracious. The ball has been a human magnet tonight.
Yeah.
It's really tried to
Seeking danger.
hit as many people as it can tonight. I mean, goodness gracious.
Kevin Smalls 1-2 with 2 gone. It is outside. Werkheiser is 0 for 3 tonight. He did not start this game. He was inserted in for Shane Fillman, who was a part of that collision down the first base side. Fillman stayed in to run, but then was taken out a half inning later. 2-2 on the way from Small, and a foul tip into the mitt for strike 3 in the third out in the top of the ninth. We'll head to the home half of the ninth. 3 outs remaining for the Blazers. To stage a comeback, they trail by 8. Mason Woolwine will lead things off here for the Blazers. It's 3-4-5 due up. 8-run ball game. They have 3 outs remaining to work a comeback. Things opened up for Southside in that top of the second inning. They plated 4 runs. 2 came across on throwing errors from the starter, Ben Jones. A sac fly and a RBI single as this one's turned on and shot out to left field. Ranging back is the left fielder, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Mason Woolwine's digging in for second. He thought about 3, but he'll stop there with a stand-up lead-off double.
And a great start to the bottom of the ninth. I mean, scoring 9 runs at the bottom of the ninth might be a feat that's too much, but getting that leadoff man on board, especially with an extra base hit and that double, already having a runner in scoring position for off of 1 pitch, excellent start.
Now it's Mike Pasco. He's 0 for 3. The righty digs in here with Woolwine on second. First pitch in the dirt, stopped by D'Amico. Woolwine at second after getting his first hit in his last 7 appearances. Sajeski rocks and the pitch has popped up. Towering fly ball in the center field. Charging in is the center fielder Aiden Butts, and he's there for out number 1. Still Trey Sajeski on the hill trying to get the final 3 outs in this game.
Number 26, Jackson Schollenberger.
Got the last out in the 8th inning did Sajeski to render the day done for Ashton Johnson. He went 7 2/3. Pardon me, I think I said that wrong earlier. Either way, 7 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, an earned run, and 4 strikeouts, no walks. Sajeski, the righty, deals, and the hard swing and a miss there from Jackson Schollenberger. Schollenberger homered to left in one of his 4 appearances tonight. He's 1 for 3 overall.
In the 4th inning.
Yeah, there it is. Swung on and missed there, strike 2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Woolwine led things off with a double to left field over the head of the left fielder, Jacob Haltz, who kind of got a late read at that ball. Sajeski holds in the 0-2 on the way and swung on and missed a 3-pitch strikeout to Jackson Schollenberger. 2 outs in the 9th.
The right fielder from Juniata, number 68, Logan Say.
The Blazers currently sit a half game out of a playoff spot, barring something miraculous that'll drop to 1 game. So they are behind the Pocono Timber Rattlers at 10 and 14. That pitch is inside to Logan Sig, but the Blazers have a shot at Pocono tomorrow on the road. They will also make up the game that was rained out yesterday, Tuesday, tomorrow, Thursday. So 2 games. That was confusing. Tomorrow, Thursday, doubleheader against Pocono. Pitch is high and inside to Logan Sig.
It's a lot of Rocco and I were texting yesterday trying to figure out if the game was going to happen or not. And I said, it's like Pocono and Quakertown just don't want to see each other again after they had that suspended game.
Saw each other once here at Memorial Park. That was it. Pitches inside to Sig. The count 3-0 with 2 outs. But following Pocono doubleheader tomorrow, it'll be the Trenton Capitals on Saturday on the road, a doubleheader. Tuesday at Southside, and then Thursday back here. We'll be here for this against the Pocono Timber Rattlers. A 4-pitch walk to Logan Sig. What's going to be interesting is the Blazers close this season on a road stretch and then a home stretch.
The first baseman from Chestnut Hill, number 23, Dylan Broderick.
10 games left after tonight. They start with 4 on the road. And then following that, it'll be 4 at home. There are 2 games that we're not entirely sure when they're getting made up. So there's a suspended game against Pocono that the Blazers lead 5-0. I believe that's going to be made up on Thursday, is what I'm currently hearing.
Next
so if that's the case,
Thursday at 5:30.
yes, right.
Should
So then they
be
close with
details.
5 games at home. 4.5 technically.
It's really interesting looking at the standings, both divisions, the Northern and the Southern. It's the 1 and 2 teams battling for that bye, and the 3 and 4 teams battling for that last spot. There's not really, unless things go really well, it seems like it's gonna say there's a pretty even split
Yeah.
between those
Yep.
half.
4-game deficit in the South. It's around 4.5 between Scranton and Pocono in the North. Count is 2-1 here to Dylan Broderick with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Runners on first and second. Sajeski kicks and the pitch is fouled back. And the Blazers down to their last strike. (9:33 p.m. here at Memorial Park, approaching just over a 2.5-hour ball game. As the Blazers still searching for their first win in a weekday night game at Memorial Park. And that one is in there on the inside corner. Sajeski gets the 4 outs needed in relief of Ashton Johnson. Broderick is retired. And that will do it from us here tonight at Memorial Park. Final score, Southside 10 and the Blazers 2. So the winning pitcher in tonight's game is Ashton Johnson. He goes 7 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 4 Ks and no walks. He boosts Southside to a 17-9 record, first place in the North. The Blazers drop to 9-15 overall. They're now a game out of a playoff spot of the Timber Rattlers. Julie, I'll turn it over to you. Your final thoughts on tonight's game.
Yeah, I just did some totaling up here, keeping the book. The Blazers left 5 men on base. So I think really the key of tonight was there just wasn't any offense from them, and you know, that's okay. Some nights there's just not going to be offense. Really got to find it, as, like you said, this is it. There's 11 games left. If they want to make the playoffs, they have to start winning now. But, you know, there's been other games where we talk about 14, 15, 16 men left on base, and there was 5 tonight. So, certainly not ideal, but it just kind of shows that there was just a lack of offense overall, and it wasn't like they weren't scoring guys when they got on base. They just couldn't get the hits. And, you know, some of it is, yeah, it's a little rough for the Blazers offense, but we have to give credit to Ashton Johnson from Southside. I mean, what an incredible outing to go 7
2/3.
7 2/3. I mean, that doesn't happen often. That certainly does not happen every day, and really a lot of credit to him. He pitched lights out tonight, and that was certainly a big key to Southside's success. And, you know, I think the Blazers just kind of have to shake this one off and get ready for that doubleheader tomorrow and that doubleheader Saturday, as they were just outplayed tonight, but there's nothing that really went too wrong for them.
Yeah, the Blazers overall 3 for 33 offensively with 1 walk. 2 runs. They lose this one by 8 to Southside. Have now taken the season series against Quakertown. 4 games to 1 in favor of them. They will face them one final time here at Memorial Park in the final week of the season. So the Blazers, with 10 total games remaining, running out of time to try to come up with the games needed to beat Pocono out for this third and final spot in the Northern Division. So we thank you for tuning in here tonight on the Blazers YouTube channel. We'll be back on Thursday, next Thursday, that is, against the Pocono Timber Rattlers for a doubleheader from Julian Henry and from Rocco Pellegrino. The Blazers dropped tonight's game 10-2. We thank you for tuning in, and we are signing off. We'll see you next Thursday.